Greetings and love. How are you guys feeling? Hey, Asma, okay? Everybody okay? Welcome, everybody. Thank you so much for being here today. It is an honor to be sharing some of our experience today with y'all. I hope you guys enjoy, and if you have any questions or anything, can straight away ask us, no problem. Let's get into a conversation. It's all good. We don't have something like, oh, sorry, we wanna tell you, but we try our best to share some of our experience. So a little bit of our background. We are SalamMusik. We are a band from Malaysia. Thank you very much. So we started around 2006. This is during my college time. You know, like any other college band, you know, we were not so serious about music. So we were just like playing around, and then, but we had a lot of songs. After, let's say 3 years, something like that, that's when we released our first single, and that went well for us. So thank God that went well, and that's when the whole band got serious with music and really tried to make the best out of that situation. And today we're gonna talk about international exposure. So since then, we've been performing around. We've been playing in Singapore, Indonesia, in Europe, in Netherlands, Belgium, and in the UK. Well, we've been doing that for a couple of years now, and we try to do more and all. And you know, meanwhile, we have been releasing 4 albums now, and now we are releasing a lot of singles these days, but less album, more singles. Yeah. So before I continue more, I would like to introduce my my fellow friends here. We have Iris, which is our manager, and we have Tayo, our trumpeter, Mr. Jasmine, alto saxophonist, and Mr. Christopher, the bassist.
There are even more of them sitting there.
Yeah.
So that's
Out of curiosity, how many of you here curious with the topic? Can I see some hands? Let's see. And okay, alright. How many of you are band managers or like involved in music in some way? Great.
Somebody from Malaysia. Let me see hands.
Ah.
Oh, right. And the one that didn't raise their hand, where are you guys from?
who is not from Malaysia?
Yeah, you. Where are you from? New Zealand.
And what do we have there? Taiwan. Japan. Nice.
And you know how many are here for AC? For the aircon. Maybe you hear for the aircon? I said, alright. Together.
Let's just be honest here. It's okay. It's okay. It's comfortable, right?
Cool. Okay, I'm gonna let Iris open the topic. Yeah.
Wow.
International
There is a
exposure.
mic there and a mic there. I assume they are on, so when you feel like grabbing it, yes, please do. But we can also just scream to each other like that. So yeah, today we're talking about international exposure. What is exposure? Anyone, what do you think is exposure for you? Yes, we have a very interactive crowd. Thank you, that is great, yes. Well, exposure, of course, it can be online exposure. You can have shows, which is also you're exposing yourself. And you have media. With media, you can think of TV, radio, newspapers, those are all exposures as well. What I like about those kind of exposures is that you, as a... Do we have bands here? Who is musicians?
Any musicians?
No musicians?
Yeah.
Okay, nice. Okay, this is gonna be that's good to know. Okay, so actually, being a manager of a band, we need to get exposure. So they, of course, create the product, the music. We start with the music. That one must be good. When someone like me, a manager or a tour manager or a booking agency, think like, wow, that's good music, then only we jump in. When we think like, then maybe it's not worth your time. But yeah, I love their music, so I was like, wow, I want to work with you guys. This is exciting. So for me, I'm going to look for exposure, and especially with the band, we would like to go international as well, not only Malaysia. So I'm looking for international exposure. How I do that? Now, most of the exposures you create yourself. You are in control of your own exposure. So online is easy. You can make your own website, you can make your own Instagram page, you can put really nice pictures there. You have, what else do you have? Yeah, social media. Oh, YouTube. You are in control of YouTube. No one else puts it on it but you. We are independent label and artists. So this is a different story than when you're under a major label like Warner Music or Sony, because they will do most of the things. They'll probably take most of the money also. Did I say that out loud? Okay, that's the story. So for us, we just do it by ourselves. So online is easy. You can do. Then, of course, you have the media. Media, you are also in control of it. It's not that people from the newspaper or from it's not that they're gonna ask every single of you like, hey, do you have a story? It doesn't work like that. So as a band being, you have to feed the media. The way you do that is that you create a press release. So let's say or if you're an event like the Rainforest World Music Festival, if they want to get exposure also, they have to reach out to the press. So they make a press release, they write the story, they explain who they are, what they do, and what's going to happen. Then you send it out to all the press and media. And then you just have to wait what happens. If they like it, maybe they'll look at it, they rewrite it, maybe they look up some extra information that they like to put in the article, and they will publish it. Some media will call you and do an interview to get more information, and some people think, or media think like, oh, this is a nice write-up already, we're gonna just post it like that. So all these things you are still in charge of, in control of yourself. And besides that, you have shows. So for me as a band manager or tour manager, I have to arrange shows. There's 3 ways. One is easy for me, I don't have to do anything. They will ask us for the band. Then the other way is you ask them. And the last possibility is maybe your friends or your family or your booking agency, ask them. So for the first one, you don't have to do much because they ask you. But it means you have reached them already. That means they already know you. They know how to reach you. That's easy. The other 2, when you ask a festival or event to perform, or if your team or your tour manager or your booking agency ask the band to perform, you have to feed them with a band profile, you have to have a YouTube channel, you have to have live music videos online, because they will definitely check, how will they perform live if we book this band. Most of the time they're not going to listen to your album, because albums can be really nice, but if the stage presence or the live sound is not so nice, they rather check the live music videos. So that must look good. Whatever you do, you must put nice videos online. And they will check also nowadays the numbers, because the artists will help the festivals to promote their events as well. and they want to know how many crowd do you attract, how many people like your music. If your numbers is low, you have to try to grow them because it means people like it. And we always want to see things in states that we like, right? I'm cheating here, because otherwise I'm going to jump from left to right. If I go too fast or you already have a question, please jump in. Okay.
Oh yeah, sir.
Thank you very much for opening up this very interesting background story behind your performances. I want to ask, like, how does a band like yours get selected or invited to perform at this event, for example? Do you promote yourself? Do you push yourself to the organizers? Or do the organizers know you and call you in?
All right. Thank you for the question. Wow, that is something that I have to still digest because 10 years ago, SalamMusik, we entered a competition to play at this festival and we failed. We failed miserably. We couldn't play, and I think that really kind of woken a different side of me. Question my genre, question my songwriting. So from then, we as a group, we start to make more, incorporate traditional music into our music that we were playing previously. Previously, we were doing a lot more reggae and hip hop and those kind of genres. So since then, we've been, releasing more traditional, more world music kind of sound. I guess from that, it kind of got us to where we are today.
But they asked us. But we have been reaching out for many years. I swear, I tried because I also would love to be here. I was always like, wow, Rainforest, World Music Festival. We should go on it. Yeah, I tried many years, but all the time we got ghosted, I think. But sometimes it just takes time, never give up. Sometimes you just need time, and this year it was the right time. They called us. I didn't even try it anymore. And then here we are.
We just keep pushing and move forward.
So yeah, this time it was easy, but not all the time is like that. Especially if we go international. When we go international, nobody knows SalamMusik. No, I think from the whole Malaysia, probably they will know Yuna and ZAV, and that's probably it. So yeah, if especially when you go international, you have to reach out to them. And what you do is you have a nice band profile, you have your videos online, and I have to reach out. So actually, if like for me, if I would arrange a tour, we've done, how many tours have we done in Europe? 5, huh? Yeah. Yeah, so then that's actually, to plan a tour can take like a whole year, because especially the festivals, they plan ahead. And maybe like in Europe, yeah, definitely. Here sometimes it can be even, next month there's a festival. But in Europe it's only in the summertime. Because of the weather, of course, when it's raining and snowing, nobody's going to nice festivals outside. So they plan a year ahead. So if I will plan a tour, I will check out, discuss with the guys, like what will be a nice month to go there. Now, let's say we do July. Then I'll start with a blank paper. And then I'm going to research. First, I'm just going to research. Okay, what's happening in July, let's say, in Europe? And then I have my best friends Google. And then I'm just researching, and then I'm just going to fill in the calendar and see, like, what's happening, where, when, put everything in there. And when I look at it and think, like, maybe we can go first to Netherlands, then to Belgium, then to UK, and then we end in the Netherlands again, for example. That's where the puzzle starts, and then it starts to reach out to the festivals. you'll find contacts online. It's sometimes it's a bit of a struggle, or yeah, you have to do some digging, and then you propose. I think for me personally, what I put in there is I really like this band, so I can put my passion and my excitement in there and say they are really cool because I believe in them and I believe they can go anywhere. And if I believe in it and they believe in it, you can make it happen. Yeah. Yeah. Woo! And never give up. Yeah. So yeah, and of course there's some extra things you have to check, like the budget. It's so expensive to fly, and we are with only 14 people. Do the math. Oh yeah, I'll have to do the math. And, I will list down so I know in worst case scenario what it would cost me if we would pay everything ourselves. But luckily, they will also pay you when you perform. So at least I know, okay, this is the total I have to target. Maybe it costs us, I don't know, 15,000 euro. Then I have to have this amount of shows for that amount of money, whatever. You know, you just make your calculations and just go for it. And then every time, I think also because I'm positive we can do it, I'll just say the band is coming in July. I don't have anything planned yet, I don't have any things, but I know we are going there. So when I reach out to the festivals, they are coming. For them, it's nice because they feel secure. Okay, they're coming. Oh, well, if they're coming anyway, okay, sure, then I'll have a spot for you. And that's how, that's me, how I plan it. And every time one festival confirms, I'm doing my happy dance on the table.
Yeah, but I think if I can add, when one festival is confirmed, then that can be a leverage also. Okay, they are coming, they are making this festival, right? So they'll be around. So, they're definitely going to be at your festival. So it helps, right?
Yeah, definitely.
First score, right?
Yeah, it's really nice. And also some festivals, because in the end, you also still have to arrange maybe your visas. I will do that if I see which festival confirm, because they can help you to getting the right performance visa. Yeah, so you need that. It's not that you can just randomly go and play. Yeah, and actually after festivals, I look at the planning, and where there's open spaces, then only I will look for like live music venues, because you can also just play in really nice live music venues. But they don't plan a year ahead, so you have time after that. And in the end, when there's still gaps in your planning, then you reach out to the media. Because it's nice if they're in Netherlands and you can get a radio show or TV performances as well. That is what you need as a band to grow. And it's also nice to show in your own country, like, wow, the Dutch TV show invited us, or the Dutch radio is playing our song, or wherever. Yeah, so that's actually how I would plan. That's actually how I would, in a nutshell. Maybe we can do some fire questions.
Yes.
Well, thank you, Sharon. Sharon is also from SalamMusik.
Hi, my name is Aidan. Speaking about exposure at the international level, I think it's important to distinguish yourself from everyone else. My question is, how do you find your style? How do you find your voice? Do you draw upon your upbringing, your cultural background, or do you look at what's currently trending? And then as a follow-up question to that, could you give us an idea of how your creative process is? Like how you come up with new music, how do you discuss the little things, and yeah, those things. Thank you.
Thank you for your question. I must say, like, traditional music in Malaysia kind of ceased to evolve at a certain point, which is quite hard for us to create new materials. If, for example, if we look at Jamaica, their music has been evolving and still evolving until today. That plays a big part on like how the genre kind of bloomed. So like for us, we started off playing that genre, like reggae, you know. And when we realized that we have to bring in the elements of traditional music, we had to go from scratch. So we are lucky enough to have Payung in the group. Payung did study
some traditional music.
So from then we start merging his ideas and what we know, what we grew up with, like what we are used to. And from that we try to evolve and create new material, new sound. But by experimenting a lot, we are lucky enough we have our own studio, so we have the time to really, you know, like create everything from scratch. You want to say something about how
I still believe that you need to have your own culture that you believe, and then just go for it. That's it.
During the tours, right, we do met with the locals there, and they will ask like, what is your country, where are you from, and what music is your country have, right? Because if you say you want to play reggae, they can play some reggae people from Jamaica, right?
Yeah, true.
So that also drives us to instill this our cultural music into our inspire.
And usually Payung will start with the traditional structure, and he will pass it to me, and I will chop it up and edit it, and you know, like modernize it,
Yes.
and then we will spread the audio within the band.
I think we do need to evolve.
Yeah.
For the any traditional instrument or equipment, we need to evolve. But the traditional still stays traditional. But for future, we do need to have something new for new generation.
So having our cultural sound, our cultural heritage, that kind of gives us an identity of our Malaysian music. So that's how we try to go. Yes.
For the question,
Did we answer all? Yeah? Or did we answer all? Yeah. Nice.
Hi, good evening. My name is Josh. This question has got to do more with regards to management. You mentioned about exposure. I think exposure is about
Can someone fix the mic, or maybe Sharon? Change mic. Oh. Aww.
Great. Yeah, so I think when you mentioned exposure has got a marketing element to it. So you mentioned a few things about getting viewership online as one exposure. I can't remember the second one, the third one being the media. My question is, how hospitable or approachable has the Malaysian media been to give you all the exposure that you all need? Because I think that there's a lot of talent here in this country, but that exposure element is a ceiling that needs to be broken. So my question is, how has the Malaysian media been approachable and friendly to you all to give you all that exposure? And the second thing is, today in the digital marketing space, I think everybody has become a marketing element. So today you have a captured audience here in this room. How can the audience do the marketing for our own Malaysian band? That would be my question.
Thank you. Very good question. I hear this a lot from bands in Malaysia, like the newspaper never writes about us. But I think you have to feed them. They won't come to you and write a story. Even if they see your name on a poster of a festival, they will not come and write a story. So it really starts with the band have to write a nice press release. And to write a nice press release, if you want to approach newspapers, it must be objective. So you cannot put, you have subjective or objective. If you put too much flavor in it, and oh, this is such a fun band, and they look so cool, I don't know, you know, like, they won't write, they cannot do anything with it. So first of all, your write-up must be really proper. They must almost be able to just copy-paste it. And you have to have really good pictures. And I think that could make a difference for bands, but sometimes it just happens that there are so many other stories at that same day that they cannot publish it. I mean, I've been sending out a lot of press releases, and I think maybe 80% they don't pick up because there's already too much in the newspaper or too much entertainment. So it's also a bit of luck. But I think you can reach out to them, and so far to us they've been nice and they have been covering the stories. There must be a story, of course. It's not like, oh, there is a band in Malaysia, dot. You know, what's the story? Are you gonna do something, or are you gonna perform somewhere? So it's, yeah, you have to have a good story, you have to have a good write-up, you have to have good pictures, and the context you can find. I think it's even if you get a newspaper, they even write the emails there or what, so you can really, it's easy to approach, but not always they will publish. But never give up, because sometimes it takes 10 years to reach your goal. No, yeah, not I mean, like, I hope for newspapers and the band, if you're in the band now, that it's a bit faster than that, but sometimes you have to create your own story. Like, if there's nothing, create an event. And write a press release like, we are doing an event. That can be nice. It can be an album, it can be a song release. This is material that media likes. It's not only, yeah, you have to have a story. And then, what was the second thing? Question again.
The second thing was, with digital marketing as a landscape right now, and all of us here being marketing agents, what can this audience or the people do to carry your message, to carry your exposure?
I want everyone to take their phone, go to their Instagram, type in SalamMusik, press the like button, let's see what happens.
Follow.
You can, we need all of you, we need your numbers, we need your support, we need your subscriptions on YouTube to be able to make money. So this is really a good question, and I always hope that audience who likes the band and who is, when they see them perform, that they just give that one button press. And sometimes you have to say it. So maybe now I said it, and maybe like, oh yeah, sure, why not? You know, sometimes it can be awkward when you're performing and say, hey, like our Instagram page. But we have, in the starting, we also did it. I make them do that.
We do that.
Yeah, you have to push. You have to ask friends, maybe if you have a new song, to share it as well. Or to post comments. The more comments you get, the more it will appear in people's feed. So we with the band, they won't exist without all of you, you know? Yeah, so thank you also for that. Because of you, they can create music.
Maybe I can add, before we go there, I mean the contents that we write also, it can relate to the most of the people, because what we write, I think what Acap writes is the things that is happening now, that affecting our lives. And like what you say, like a marketing agent, if you feel that the message is connected with you, then might as well share and give to friends. That is the key thing. Thanks. Listen.
每个人都这样讲话，就不会再增加。
Is there any kind of exposure you try to avoid, or is any exposure good exposure?
It is. Oh, bad exposure is also exposure. something terrible and on the news everybody will be spreading it, and even if it's terrible you'll get more numbers. But I think it's really, I don't know why, but so far I am very happy that we never have, yeah, and I'm impressed because I also read about other artists or famous people. Wow, sometimes they can be so hard, especially online, you know, you're like, whoa. So yeah, I think yeah, it's nice to have good exposure, but all exposure can help you grow. I know bands in Netherlands who provoke just to get the exposure and then they have the numbers. It must fit your profile. Fire question.
Okay, so this might not be a little bit on exposure, but more to the band members themselves. Let's go back to like the first few months or a year for SalamMusik. What was it like the first few months or year for you guys in terms of forming a band, getting everyone together, finding your music, getting your music out there? Do you guys have perform in front of friends, open for popular bands out there? So I'm asking from a perspective of like aspiring musician from an infancy stage. So I was hoping that you guys can share some insights about your early years, early days. Yeah. Thank you.
When we started, as I said earlier, we started as a college band. So we started performing in colleges. So that's when we started. There was no payment involved. It was just friends. Actually, SalamMusik, we started as a neighborhood band. So my neighbors were the bandmates. And because it wasn't that serious, so the members changed. I think it's a good thing that the members evolve from time to time, because then we start to discover members that are committed, members that are passionate about the music. It kind of like grow organically, without forcing. Like, okay, we need to find this and that person, or like, you know, we try to keep everybody as a family rather than sessions. You know, I think that's how we grow as a band. And in the early stage, it was difficult to get shows, actually, to be honest. I remember we had a show that we were booked, and it was like a reggae festival. This is more than 10 years ago. We were supposed to play, and then they kept us waiting. In the end of the day, we didn't even play. We just were there to watch, which is fine, you know. But I think we just keep on going. But one of the most important thing that kept us together is the songs. The songs that we did, and we never played covers. Not only when it's like really requested that we sing a particular song, then we did covers. Before that, we never do covers. We only do our original songs, and we always write, keep on writing, create music, inspire each other to make new music. You know, nowadays in the digital age, I think everybody in our band are producers. All of them can make music. So we just feed off each other and create and inspire each other. That's just how it was and is today. And yeah, that's how we. Did I answer your question?
Thank you. I'm getting some signals from up there, but maybe we do one final, if that's okay. Can we have one final round? I don't know if anyone has like a burning question. Yes, let's do that one, and then we have to unfortunately round up already, but you can always find it.
Hi, a bit earlier you mentioned that you joined a competition to perform for Rainforest.
Right.
So, I mean, I'm a little bit curious whether that's kind of something that's still happening. But my question was more like competitions as something that's important? Is that a big aspect of it? Is that something that is important in the beginning and not so much afterwards? Just that sort of thing.
We joined the competition just because of Rainforest, to be honest. We just love the idea of World Music Festival. And we just,
Because we want to perform it.
to be honest, I don't think competition is healthy when we inspire each other, not to compete. You know, like you're gonna win, I'm gonna win. I think competition plays a big part in music evolution. When a band say like, oh, I can do better than that, then you know it's good. You know, but not like to put someone down or anything like that. I think yeah, the only reason why we joined that competition is to play here. That's it.
And we are. Well, that's a nice ending. Thank you everyone for coming here to this talk.
Thank you. We hope to see you guys tomorrow. We're performing tomorrow. We're performing tomorrow around 9 p.m.
What's up?
No instrument. It's not ours.
We can play more than one song, but you guys need to come tomorrow.
Yay! If you have anything else, we'll be walking around. Just come up and we're open to share more with you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.